Yeah. Yeah. We're getting closer. We're getting closer to the GOAT returning to 5-on-5. This is great news. The GOAT, Caitlin Clark, is about to be back playing 5-on-5 within the next few days. This is great news. This is great news. The basketball world missed out on the greatness of Caitlin Clark. We got to get into this. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, hype the videos. Appreciate.
She said it. No, not a player, but an insider on the Indiana Fever. The bombshell dropped about Caitlin Clark's coach, Stephanie White. A chilling revelation. White allegedly does not have Clark's best interests at heart, does not know how to utilize the league's biggest star, and may even be actively undermining her unique talent. This isn't just a coaching disagreement, it's a question of deliberate sabotage at the highest level of the franchise, potentially stifling the growth of the game's most exciting player. The implications are staggering, pointing to internal conflicts that could unravel the team from within. For the league's most watched athlete, this betrayal could spell disaster, raising alarms about the environment surrounding her comeback. The silence from the front office on these damning claims speaks volumes, leaving fans to wonder who truly has Clark's future in mind.
Is seeing CC on the court, doing her thing, loading up logo bombs, throwing those wild assists, getting those triple doubles, putting on a show for the people. We missed that. She's one step closer to making her big return. Let's go to Chloe Peterson on Twitter. Shout out to Chloe because, you took some heat this year too. Hey, listen, between Chloe, Scott, y'all took some heat. Y'all took some heat, bro. Y'all gotta be careful. Y'all better be careful with the news y'all putting out because we don't play no games.
The deeper truth behind this coaching conflict is rooted in a fundamental clash of basketball philosophies that threatens to derail Caitlin Clark's unparalleled talent. Stephanie White, according to reports, prefers a slow, methodical approach, a style that dictates control from the sideline reminiscent of a traditional college coach. This starkly contrasts with Clark's innate brilliance, which thrives on dynamic, get-up-and-down play marked by freedom and a read-and-react system that has captivated millions of fans. It's the difference between a meticulously choreographed performance and an electrifying, improvised masterpiece. White, it seems, is not super fond of Clark's signature style, finding it incompatible with her own coaching identity. This isn't just a minor disagreement on offensive sets. It's an ideological battle for how the game should be played, with Clark's exceptionalism at its heart. The concern isn't merely about wins and losses, but whether the very essence of what makes Caitlin Clark a generational talent is being suffocated by a coach unwilling or unable to adapt. The fear is that this systemic misalignment could prevent Clark from ever reaching her full WNBA potential, trapping her in a system ill-suited to her strengths. This internal struggle goes beyond court tactics, touching upon the very vision for the team's future and leaving fans to question if the team leadership truly understands the gem they possess. The friction could not only impede Clark's individual success, but also stifle the Fever's overall progress, creating an untenable situation that demands immediate attention. One must ponder, is this a clash of personalities, or a fundamental misunderstanding of what makes a superstar shine? And if the latter, who ultimately pays the price?
3, I will take it, which means she's gearing up toward 5-on-5. Stephanie White and the Indiana Fever. I'm going to be real. I really wanted Caitlin Clark to train elsewhere with somebody else. I just don't trust the training with the Indiana Fever. I don't trust Stephanie White has the best interest of Caitlin Clark. I really don't. I don't think she knows how to utilize Caitlin Clark. I think she likes the idea of Caitlin Clark, but she's not comfortable with how she plays. Stephanie White likes a slow, methodical. She's like a college coach that likes to control the game from the sideline. And Caitlin Clark likes to get up and down, have.
The distrust doesn't stop with Stephanie White. It extends to the very top echelons of the Indiana Fever's management, specifically implicating Amber Cox and Kelly Krauskopf. The speaker openly questions their capability to pick the right pieces to build a championship contender, pointing to a history of missteps and questionable decisions. This isn't just generalized criticism, it's a specific indictment of the front office's strategic vision and execution, directly impacting the team's ability to support its franchise player. The notion that the people responsible for shaping the roster and culture around Caitlin Clark might be fundamentally flawed in their approach is a deeply unsettling one for fans eager to see the team succeed. It implies a pattern of poor judgment that transcends coaching styles, impacting player acquisition and overall team chemistry. If the architect of the team is making critical errors in judgment, then even the most talented player, like Clark, could find herself in an uphill battle. This lack of faith in the management's ability to construct a winning environment creates a cloud of skepticism over every decision, suggesting that Clark's immense talent might be wasted due to incompetence at the top. The underlying question is whether the Fever's leadership possesses the foresight and strategic acumen necessary to harness the unprecedented star power of Caitlin Clark, or if they are doomed to repeat past mistakes, hobbling their own future in the process. The path forward for the Fever seems riddled with obstacles, both on and off the court, with the most significant challenges stemming from within the organization itself.
Caitlin Clark, I really don't. I don't think she knows how to utilize Caitlin Clark. I think she likes the idea of Caitlin Clark, but she's not comfortable with how she plays. Stephanie White likes a slow, methodical. She's like a college coach that likes to control the game from the sideline. And Caitlin Clark likes to get up and down, have that freedom, play that read and react system that we all have grown to love to watch her play. And Stephanie White is just not, she's just not super fond of it. She's just not super fond of it. It's not her thing. So I am concerned with Stephanie White being Caitlin Clark's coach going forward, to be honest.
These alleged front office mistakes aren't abstract. They manifest in specific, glaring examples that paint a troubling picture of mismanagement. The decision to hand Tiara McCowan, identified in the source as Tawana Bonner, a max contract, is cited as a prime example of poor judgment. The player was described as terrible for majority of the year, not just with the Fever, but also during her time with Phoenix. This wasn't a minor underperformance, it was a significant financial commitment to a player who reportedly failed to deliver, indicating a substantial miscalculation of talent and value. Similarly, the speaker highlights the max contract given to Natasha Howard, coupled with promises that reportedly led her to believe she would be vying for MVP honors and other accolades upon joining the team. This suggests a pattern of overvaluing players and potentially making misleading assurances to lure talent, only for those expectations to fall spectacularly short. Such strategic errors not only waste valuable salary cap space, but also breed discontent and disrupt team chemistry when promises are unfulfilled. These are not minor blips, but rather substantial errors in roster construction that directly undermine the team's ability to compete at the highest level. The financial and emotional costs of these decisions accumulate, creating an unstable foundation around a player like Caitlin Clark, who needs a cohesive, well-supported unit to thrive. The narrative suggests that the Fever's front office has consistently made choices that work against their own best interests, creating a self-inflicted cycle of mediocrity that even a generational talent might struggle to overcome. These past blunders cast a long shadow over any future moves, leaving fans with little confidence in the team's direction.
As it was plagued by injuries, Clark appeared in just 13 games. While she was productive during that stretch, she never fully gained her health. She dealt with an injury during the preseason, suffered a groin injury early that year that caused her to miss time, then suffered another groin injury prior to All-Star break that ultimately ended her season, on top of the ankle injury. Now, with 5-on-5 activities set to begin this month, Clark can use the offseason to return to full form. She already has several exciting developments planned. And this is just talking about some of her off-the-court things. But ultimately, Caitlin Clark.
Amidst the swirling controversies and deep-seated concerns, a powerful beacon of hope emerges: the imminent return of Caitlin Clark to full 5-on-5 play. This is not just an update, it's a momentous occasion, signaling a shift from a season plagued by frustration to one brimming with unprecedented potential. After what amounted to a lost year for the superstar, the news that the GOAT is back resonates with an almost palpable excitement throughout the basketball world. Fans have yearned for her dynamic presence, her game-changing plays, and the sheer spectacle she brings to the court. Her return transcends mere athletic activity. It represents the resurgence of a cultural phenomenon, a captivating force that elevates the entire league. The anticipation is immense, a collective breath held, waiting for the moment she steps back onto the court to reclaim her rightful place. This comeback isn't merely about a player returning from injury, it's about the restoration of greatness, the reawakening of a talent that electrifies arenas and inspires a generation of fans. The promise of her full strength, back in the thick of competition, signals a new era for both Clark and the WNBA, setting the stage for what many believe will be an unforgettable season. The sheer relief at this development is evident, underscoring just how much her absence impacted the league's narrative and fan engagement. Her return is poised to inject unparalleled energy and excitement, reminding everyone why she is considered the undisputed face of the game.
Truly needs. I think Caitlin Clark is going to win the MVP in year 3. I believe that a CBA deal will get done. I think Adam Silver will see to it. I don't believe in Kathy Engelbert. I don't trust her, but I believe that Adam Silver will step in and get this deal done, and we will have a 2026 season. I also believe that you see how the finals was officiated differently. I'm not going to lie to y'all. The finals definitely was officiated differently. They was calling a lot of fouls. You saw now Asia Wilson, she has a different type of whistle, 19 free throws. She shot more free throws than the Phoenix Mercury entire team. But they definitely...
Caitlin Clark's journey back to full health is a testament to her resilience, but it also casts a spotlight on a deeply challenging period marked by relentless injuries. Her inaugural WNBA season saw her participate in a mere 13 games, effectively sidelining her for what amounted to a full season of professional play. This wasn't a single isolated incident. It was a cascade of physical setbacks that prevented her from ever truly establishing rhythm or sustained dominance. The ordeal began even before the regular season tipped off, with an injury surfacing during preseason activities, foreshadowing the trials to come. Early in the year, she suffered a significant groin injury, forcing her to miss crucial time and disrupting her integration into the team. But the physical toll didn't end there. Just prior to the All-Star break, she endured another groin injury, a recurrence that ultimately brought her season to an abrupt and premature end. Compounding these issues, she also battled a nagging ankle injury, further illustrating the extent of the physical challenges she faced. The consistent narrative throughout this period was that she never fully gained her health, a crucial detail that explains her limited impact despite flashes of brilliance. This relentless string of injuries prevented her from showcasing her full capabilities, leaving fans to wonder what might have been, and fueling the urgency for her complete recovery. The experience was undoubtedly frustrating for Clark, hindering her ability to perform at the elite level she's accustomed to, and placing immense pressure on her to meticulously manage her rehabilitation.
I don't believe in Kathy Engelbert. I don't trust her, but I believe that Adam Silver will step in and get this deal done, and we will have a 2026 season. I also believe that you see how the finals was officiated differently. I'm not going to lie to y'all. The finals definitely was officiated differently. They was calling a lot of fouls. You saw now Asia Wilson, she has a different type of whistle, 19 free throws. She shot more free throws than the Phoenix Mercury entire team. But they definitely started to call more fouls in the finals for sure. And I think going forward, that's going to be a point of emphasis for the refs to eliminate a lot of the physicality and the call.
The roadmap for Caitlin Clark's highly anticipated return has been meticulously laid out, a gradual progression designed to ensure her full and lasting recovery. Her journey back to the demanding pace of 5-on-5 basketball began with a measured reintroduction to court activity, starting with 2-on-2 drills. This initial phase allowed her to test her movements, re-engage her competitive instincts, and build foundational strength in a controlled environment. Following this, she progressed to 3-on-3 play, escalating the intensity and complexity of her on-court actions, simulating more realistic game scenarios with additional players and strategic elements. The good news, confirmed by Stephanie White, is that Clark has already successfully navigated these crucial preliminary stages. She is currently actively participating in both 2-on-2 and 3-on-3 drills, a significant milestone that places her tantalizingly close to her ultimate goal. The timeline for her complete return to full 5-on-5 action is ambitious yet achievable, with the objective set for the end of October. This phased approach underscores the gravity of her previous injuries and the team's commitment to a cautious, long-term rehabilitation strategy. Each step is vital, building confidence and physical readiness, ensuring that when she does step back into full-court play, it will be with a robust foundation and minimized risk of recurrence. This deliberate process highlights the team's recognition of her invaluable status, emphasizing prevention over rushed readiness, which is paramount for a player of her caliber.
Started to call more fouls in the finals for sure. And I think going forward, that's going to be a point of emphasis for the refs to eliminate a lot of the physicality and to call the game tighter. And I think that benefits Caitlin Clark because, just as a viewer, nobody wants to watch these girls run around roughhousing. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to see the skills. We want to see the talent. We want to see exciting play. And I believe in her third year, that is what Caitlin Clark will give us, and she will win the MVP in year 3. Now, I can't say the Indiana Fever will win the title because I don't trust Amber Cox and Kelly Crosskoff and Stephanie White to pick the right pieces. We saw
the Indiana Fever's handling of Caitlin Clark's recovery has been characterized by an overtly cautious approach, taking her rehabilitation week by week and emphasizing a slow progression. While seemingly prudent, this deliberate pace raises underlying questions, especially in light of the earlier criticisms regarding the team's overall management. On one hand, a slow, methodical recovery is essential for a player of Clark's caliber, particularly given her extensive injury history. Rushing her back could lead to further setbacks, jeopardizing her long-term career. However, the speaker's profound distrust of the Fever's coaching and front office introduces a layer of skepticism to this seemingly sensible strategy. Is the caution genuinely in Clark's best interest? Or is it another manifestation of a management philosophy that struggles to fully leverage her unique talents? The fear is that the slow approach might not only be about injury prevention, but also a reflection of a coaching style that is fundamentally uncomfortable with Clark's fast-paced, high-freedom game. This ambiguity leaves fans wondering if the team's measured pace is truly optimized for Clark's explosive return, or if it inadvertently delays her impact, allowing other players to define the team's identity. The distinction between genuine care and perceived strategic hindrance becomes blurred, forcing observers to scrutinize every decision with a critical eye, especially given the high stakes surrounding the league's most recognizable star. The situation demands transparency and results, as any perceived misstep could have cascading effects on both Clark's career trajectory and the Fever's future. This offseason therefore holds an unprecedented level of importance for Caitlin Clark. Far beyond the typical period of rest and individual training, it's not just about fine-tuning her shot or improving her conditioning. It's about finally engaging in meaningful 5-on-5 competition. The speaker passionately argues that Clark needed this dedicated offseason to participate in full team play, not merely to continue with isolated one-on-one drills or individual skill work. The transition from rehabilitation to full contact strategic basketball is a critical juncture for any athlete, especially one as dynamic and reliant on court vision and team chemistry as Clark. Without the immersive experience of 5-on-5 play, she cannot truly reacclimate to the speed, physicality, and strategic nuances of the WNBA game. This period is vital for her to rebuild her rhythm, regain her confidence in complex game situations, and re-establish the instinctive flow with teammates that defines her playmaking prowess. It's the difference between practicing piano scales and performing a full concerto. The speaker's emphasis highlights a crucial need for Clark to be fully immersed in competitive team-oriented basketball, ensuring her body and mind are completely prepared for the rigors of her third professional season. Anything less would be a disservice to her talent and a missed opportunity to fully unleash her potential, potentially prolonging the impact of her injury-plagued sophomore year. This deep dive into team play is the cornerstone of her full return to form. With her return to full strength imminent, a bold prediction has been cast. Caitlin Clark is poised to win the MVP award in her third WNBA season. This isn't just wishful thinking, it's a testament to her undeniable talent, the expected boost from renewed health, and a confluence of league-wide factors that could perfectly align for her breakthrough. The previous season, marred by injuries, saw only glimpses of her true capabilities. However, with a complete offseason focused on 5-on-5 play and a fully recovered body, her potential to dominate is considered boundless. The MVP prediction is predicated on the idea that her unparalleled skill set, her logo bombs, her wild assists, her triple-double potential will finally be unleashed consistently over a full campaign. This isn't just about individual statistics, it's about the transformative impact she has on every game, every possession, and the entire viewing experience. Her ability to elevate her team and electrify crowds is unmatched, making her an undeniable force when healthy. The belief is that with her physical limitations behind her, she will transcend her already impressive rookie performances, delivering a season for the ages. This isn't just about her personal accolades, it's about cementing her legacy as the undisputed face of the league, delivering on the promise of her prodigious talent, and rewriting the record books. The stage is set for her to not just compete but to dominate, fundamentally altering the WNBA landscape and solidifying her status as an all-time great. Beyond individual accolades, the broader landscape of the WNBA is poised for a significant transformation, with the looming collective bargaining agreement (CBA) deal playing a pivotal role. The speaker expresses a strong belief that a new CBA agreement will indeed be finalized, paving the way for a secure and stable 2026 season. This confidence, however, comes with a crucial caveat: a deep-seated distrust in Cathy Engelbert, the WNBA Commissioner, to unilaterally secure the deal. Instead, the speaker places their faith squarely in Adam Silver, the NBA Commissioner, to intervene and ensure its successful conclusion. This perception reveals a fascinating behind-the-scenes power dynamic, suggesting that a lack of confidence exists in the WNBA's own leadership to navigate such a critical negotiation. The implication is that without Silver's overarching influence and authority, the future of the league might be in jeopardy, highlighting a perceived vulnerability at the highest level of WNBA governance. The success of the CBA isn't just about player salaries or scheduling, it's about the long-term viability and growth of the entire league, ensuring stability and continued investment. The belief that Silver, rather than Engelbert, is the ultimate guarantor of this stability speaks volumes about the perceived leadership strengths and weaknesses within the professional basketball hierarchy. This strategic intervention by the NBA's top executive would underscore the inextricable link between the two leagues and the powerful influence the NBA continues to exert over its female counterpart, ensuring a future for the WNBA that is both robust and secure. A fascinating and potentially league-altering development has been identified in the WNBA Finals, a marked shift in how games were officiated. The speaker observed that the finals were officiated differently, specifically noting that officials were calling a lot of fouls. This isn't a minor tweak. It represents a significant departure from the typically more physical and less tightly called regular season games. The most striking evidence of this change came in the form of Aja Wilson, who reportedly received a different type of whistle, resulting in an astonishing 19 free throws in a single game. The speaker even suggested that Wilson might have shot more free throws than the entire opposing Phoenix Mercury team, a statistic that, if true, would underscore the drastic nature of this officiating shift. This observation implies a conscious decision by the league or its officiating department to adjust the parameters of what constitutes a foul, moving away from allowing more contact and towards a stricter interpretation of the rules. The implications of such a change are profound, potentially reshaping player strategies, team dynamics, and the overall flow of the game. It hints at an underlying directive to clean up the physicality, making the game more accessible and perhaps more appealing to a broader audience. This wasn't just an anomaly, it was a deliberate change in emphasis that could signal a new direction for WNBA officiating moving forward, setting a precedent for seasons to come and demanding an adjustment from every player and coach in the league. This observed shift in officiating during the WNBA Finals holds enormous implications, particularly for players whose game relies on finesse and skill over brute force like Caitlin Clark. The speaker firmly believes that going forward, this tighter officiating will become a point of emphasis for the refs, a deliberate strategy to eliminate a lot of the physicality and call the game tighter. This tactical adjustment by the league is not accidental. It's a strategic move designed to enhance the viewing experience, and crucially, to benefit players who excel in a less overtly physical environment. The core argument is that nobody wants to watch these girls run around rough housing. Instead, fans desire to see the skills, the talent, and exciting play. This signals a conscious effort to move away from a more contact-heavy style, which can sometimes devolve into less fluid, less aesthetically pleasing basketball. The league, it appears, is responding to a desire for a cleaner, more skillful game, where individual brilliance can shine without being consistently hampered by excessive contact. This mandate to officiate games more strictly creates a landscape where offensive players, particularly those with exceptional shooting and passing abilities, are protected and allowed to operate more freely, fundamentally altering the tactical landscape of the game. The days of relentless, uncalled bumps and grabs might be numbered, ushering in an era where skill truly triumphs over sheer physicality. The profound impact of this tighter officiating directly benefits Caitlin Clark, potentially unlocking her full, unhindered offensive arsenal. Her game is defined by unparalleled skill, the breathtaking logo bombs from incredible distances, the wildest assists that split defenses with pinpoint precision, and her consistent ability to rack up triple-doubles through sheer all-around dominance. These are the hallmarks of a player whose artistry thrives in space and freedom, rather than wrestling through constant contact. When the game is called tighter and physicality is minimized, Clark gains a distinct advantage. Defenders will be less able to impede her movement off the ball, foul her on her gather, or hack her arms during shots without immediate repercussion. This protective officiating environment allows her to operate with the confidence that her exquisite technique will be rewarded, not punished by uncalled infractions. It creates a clearer pathway for her to showcase her incredible range, her dazzling playmaking, and her ability to control the tempo of a game with her unique style. The shift ensures that the focus remains on the skills and talent that viewers crave, rather than the rough housing that can detract from the spectacle. In essence, the league is creating the perfect stage for Clark to perform, allowing her to elevate the WNBA with her signature brand of exciting, high-octane basketball, validating the very reason she was touted as a generational talent. This isn't just a marginal gain, it's a foundational change that fundamentally enhances her ability to perform at an MVP level. Despite the thrilling prospects of Caitlin Clark's individual brilliance and the beneficial shifts in league officiating, a lingering shadow of doubt persists regarding the Indiana Fever's ability to win a championship. The speaker explicitly states, "I can't say the Indiana Fever will win the title because I don't trust Amber Cox and Kelly Krauskopf and Stephanie White to pick the right pieces." This powerful assertion underscores a deep-seated lack of confidence in the front office and coaching staff to assemble a championship-caliber roster around their superstar. It's a stark contrast between individual optimism for Clark and a profound skepticism about the collective team's potential. The criticism isn't about Clark herself, but about the environment being built, or rather, asterisks, not asterisks, being built around her. The implication is that even the greatest individual talent cannot overcome a fundamentally flawed team-building strategy. A title run requires not just one MVP caliber player, but a cohesive unit, strategically acquired and expertly coached. The speaker's repeated references to past roster mistakes and the coach's incompatible style suggest that the Fever's leadership continues to make choices that prevent them from becoming a true contender. This critical assessment places the onus of the team's ultimate success squarely on the shoulders of management, indicating that without a significant shift in their approach, even Clark's MVP season might not be enough to hoist the championship trophy. The narrative paints a picture of a franchise held back by its own internal inconsistencies, struggling to match the ambition of its marquee player with competent organizational leadership. Even through a season marred by significant injury and limited court time, Caitlin Clark's status as the undeniable franchise centerpiece, and more importantly, the face of the league, never wavered. This distinction is crucial. She's not merely one of the faces, she is the asterisk face, a testament to her unparalleled impact on popularity, viewership, and fan engagement. Her presence alone draws unprecedented attention, transcends traditional basketball fandom, and captures the imagination of a broad audience. This enduring status, even during her convalescence, highlights her immense marketability and the sheer force of her personality and game. It also creates a fascinating paradox. The league's most visible and impactful player is operating within a franchise whose management and coaching are subject to intense scrutiny and criticism. The weight of the league's visibility and future growth rests heavily on her shoulders, yet she must navigate an internal team dynamic fraught with alleged distrust and questionable strategic decisions. This makes her journey not just a personal quest for health and MVP glory, but a symbolic battle for the integrity and direction of the WNBA's most important franchise. Her unwavering prominence underlines the critical importance of creating an optimal environment for her to thrive, both for her career and for the continued upward trajectory of the entire league, which now inextricably links its fate to hers. While the immediate focus rightfully centers on Caitlin Clark's monumental return to 5-on-5 play, it's also worth acknowledging her continued impact beyond the hardwood. The Yahoo Sports article briefly touches upon Clark having several exciting developments planned off the court. These endeavors, though not detailed in the source, likely encompass endorsements, media appearances, and other strategic partnerships that capitalize on her immense popularity. Such activities are a natural extension of her status as the league's biggest star, cementing her influence in the broader cultural landscape. However, the speaker's narrative swiftly pivots back to the core truth. Despite these lucrative and high-profile off-court ventures, ultimately, Caitlin Clark making her return to 5-on-5 is what this world truly needs. This statement underscores a critical distinction. While off-court activities expand her brand, her true value and transformative power lie in her electrifying presence on the court. Her unique style of play, her ability to inspire, and her capacity to generate unprecedented viewership are all contingent upon her health and active participation in competitive basketball. The implication is clear. The most exciting developments, the ones that will truly propel the WNBA forward and satisfy the yearning of fans, are those that involve her playing the game she was born to dominate. These off-court engagements are important, but they merely pave the way for the main event, her unparalleled performance in the arena. The unfolding narrative around Caitlin Clark is a complex tapestry woven with threads of individual brilliance, organizational skepticism, and systemic shifts within the WNBA. On one side, we have the exhilarating prospect of Clark, finally healthy and unleashed, poised to deliver an MVP-caliber season and reaffirm her status as the undisputed face of the league. Her return to 5-on-5 play, coupled with a league-wide emphasis on tighter officiating that favors skill over physicality, creates an almost perfect storm for her to dominate. This is the story of a generational talent about to reach her full potential, promising excitement and unprecedented engagement for fans. However, juxtaposed against this thrilling individual trajectory is the unsettling backdrop of her own team. The deep-seated distrust in the Indiana Fever's front office and coaching staff, their alleged strategic missteps, their perceived inability to correctly utilize Clark, and their questionable player acquisition decisions, cast a long shadow over the team's championship aspirations. It's a tale of two narratives, the individual ascending to stratospheric heights, and the team potentially stagnating due to internal friction and misdirection. The question remains whether Clark's sheer force of will and talent can transcend these organizational hurdles, or if the very environment meant to support her will ultimately impede her team's ultimate success. This duality creates an intensely compelling drama, with high stakes for all involved. The global anticipation surrounding Caitlin Clark's return to full 5-on-5 action is not merely about one player's comeback. It's a profound moment for the entire sport of basketball. The speaker's heartfelt declaration that the basketball world missed out on the greatness of Caitlin Clark, and that her return is what this world truly needs, encapsulates the immense impact she has on the game. She brings an unquantifiable energy, a unique spectacle that transcends mere athletic competition. Her ability to light up the scoreboard with logo bombs, deliver wildest assists, and consistently achieve triple-doubles isn't just about statistics. It's about the pure joy and excitement she infuses into every possession. She is a magnet for attention, a driving force for viewership, and an inspiration for aspiring athletes. Her absence was felt keenly, creating a void in the league's narrative and diminishing the overall entertainment value. Her full return signifies not just personal triumph over injury, but a collective resurgence for the WNBA, promising to elevate the game to unprecedented heights. It's a reminder that some athletes transcend their sport, becoming cultural icons whose presence on the court is essential for the growth and vibrancy of their entire league. The craving for her specific brand of basketball is palpable, an indicator of her irreplaceable role in shaping the future of women's professional sports and attracting a new generation of fans. The stage is now set for a season of unprecedented stakes for Caitlin Clark, the Indiana Fever, and the entire WNBA. We stand at the precipice of a potentially transformative era, where the individual brilliance of a generational talent collides with the formidable challenges of team dynamics and evolving league policies. The controversies surrounding Stephanie White's coaching philosophy and the Fever front office's strategic missteps create a compelling internal struggle, begging the question of whether Clark's phenomenal talent will be optimally harnessed or inadvertently hindered. Yet the promise of Adam Silver's intervention in the CBA negotiations, coupled with a deliberate league-wide shift towards tighter officiating that favors skill, offers a powerful counter-narrative of systemic support for a player of Clark's caliber. This confluence of factors, her expected MVP season, the league's evolving game, and the internal battles she faces, paints a vivid picture of high-wire anticipation. As the GOAT prepares to unleash her full potential, the very fabric of the WNBA is poised to be redefined. The outcome of these hidden battles, both on the court and within the organizational structures, will not only determine Clark's legacy but also the trajectory of the sport itself. Her return is more than just a comeback, it's a bellwether for the future, signaling a profound shift in power and prominence within professional basketball.